My name is Courtney. I've been appointed the mediator today by your employer, who has informed me that you have an employment issue that needs to be resolved, and he's requested that you both undertake a voluntary mediation, which you have. So firstly, I congratulate you on taking that first step. Mediation is a fantastic way to resolve issues without a legal proceeding and a binding contract. So it's a great first step in finding a resolution and a solution to your problem. So once again, congratulations. Basically, to explain my role here today as a mediator, I'll just be assisting you both in talking to each other and trying to find a solution and a middle ground for the problems that have arisen. And I just want to stress that I'm not here in any kind of any advisory position whatsoever, and I just encourage you to understand that this is your issue together, and just encourage you to take ownership of that issue. So that would be fantastic. Just to let you know, mediation is quite an informal process. So one thing that I personally like to do to kind of foster a informal kind of casual relationship between us is to refer to each other by our first names. So if you feel comfortable, you both feel comfortable calling me Courtney, then that's fantastic. And if you feel comfortable referring to each other by your first names and me referring to you by your first names, then that would be great. Any objections? No? Fantastic. Okay, well, just to kind of let you know a little bit about today, firstly I need to ask if you're both authorised by your employer to make a decision and come to an agreement today. You are? Alright, fantastic. So your employer has given you both permission to kind of reach a mutual agreement through mediation. That's fantastic, wonderful. So to let you know a little bit about mediation, one of the main things that I like to stress is how confidential it is. So you can rest assured knowing that everything you say today, any offers that you make, or any decisions or comments you make will remain confidential in this room. So if you make an offer to him and he rejects it, and then our mediation today is unsuccessful and it goes to a court proceeding, he will not be able to use that offer against you in a court of law, and vice versa. You will not be able to do the same. You will not be able to do the same to him. So it's quite a confidential and safe environment, I believe, for just kind of coming to a middle ground and finding a place where you both feel comfortable to speak out your issues and come to an agreement. So the process of mediation is meant to be encouraging you to make compromise and to make offers. So I encourage you both to definitely do that today, because some of our most successful mediations have occurred when someone's thought that something they were going to say was very silly or not a good idea, or that person wouldn't approve, and it's ended up being the idea that's made it all successful. So I encourage you to feel open and comfortable to talk today and to say what you want in a safe, confidential environment, and just to speak freely and voluntarily, and just, to give ideas and, feel comfortable in doing so. So initially how this process will work is that I will invite you both to make an opening statement. So because your employer has requested this mediation today, and there's no real, goes or turns or preference, I think I'll start with you if that's okay, and we'll start with an opening statement. And then after you've made your opening statement, then we'll move on to you and you can make yours. So during an opening statement, I request that you both remain respectful and don't interrupt. If there's something that you feel you really need to defend or say, then you have been provided with paper in front of you. So I encourage you both to write those comments down, and we can address them when it's your turn. Apart from that, if we just make sure that we're respectful, I encourage you to be interacting and talking with one another, but in a respectful manner once again. So even after your opening statements, once the mediation has properly begun, then I encourage you both to just listen, because you might actually be surprised as to what the issues are, or what he believes the issues are, or what you believe the issues are, and a lot of the time, you can be really surprised by that. So I understand that is an emotionally charged situation, so I just ask that you do your best to understand that I am here as an unbiased party that will try to let you both be equally heard and do my best to encourage a kind of a mutual coming together. So there's no strict formula to mediation, but after hearing your opening statements, I will assess what you've said and try to pinpoint some agenda items. So basically finding out what you believe are the main issues and what you believe are the main issues, and coming to a middle ground, writing these points down and focusing on them for the joint session. So after I've made the agenda items, then we'll move on to our first joint session. So to explain a little bit about the joint session process, we will be discussing what you've said in your opening statements and giving you a chance to respond to him and you a chance to respond to him, and kind of going back and forth and trying to get to the crux of the matter and find out what's been happening. So we'll do that. After that, there is every likelihood that you will not be able to come to some kind of agreement in the first, opening statements and first joint sessions. So there's every likelihood that I'll have to speak to you in private sessions. So in a private session, I'll just take you into a room, and then after that, I'll take you into a room and we'll speak privately. And you can feel confident and safe knowing that everything you say is confidential in that room, and I won't be telling him and I won't be telling him what you've said. And then we'll come out and we'll try to go into a final joint session where we try to come to some kind of arrangement or some agreement. This is where, if we don't come to an arrangement or an agreement, I'll once again stress the importance of it, because if not, then there's every likelihood that this could be negatively impact you both and send you to legal proceedings or something like that, or have negative consequences on your employment and all of those kinds of things. So I will really stress that you sit there and ask yourself if that's something you're prepared for, and if not, then let's just do everything we can today to kind of come to an agreement. So once again, congratulations on attempting mediation. It's a fantastic first step towards reconciliation and finding a solution, so congratulations. Before we start, is there any questions? Anything I can help you with? No? All right, fantastic. Well, as I mentioned earlier, we'll begin with your opening statement and then go on to yours. Thank you.